Welcome to Brainworms and Tangents. My name is Pamela.
My name's Carissa.
And we are two 20-somethings with ADHD on a quest to chase our impulsive ideas we can't shake. This is a self-growth podcast that is all about becoming who you want to be, one brainworm at a time.
So Pam, I hear you have a brainworm.
Yes, I do. I want to sing.
Tell us more about that.
Well, I love to sing, but I am so bad at it. I really suck. And I just think that with practice, I should be able to get better at it. I mean, you can improve any skill, right? So with singing, I think if I really put my mind to it, I could become a better singer.
Are people telling you you're a bad singer?
No one's telling me that I'm a bad singer, but they're just also not telling me I'm a good singer. Also, when I say I'm a bad singer, people don't disagree, So
they're not jumping to defend your singing.
They're not defending me. So I think that's pretty good evidence that I can't sing. But I really like to do it, right? I like singing in the shower. I like going to karaoke bars. I think that is so fun. And actually the first time I ever sang karaoke was with you, Carissa. Do you remember that?
That was my first time doing karaoke.
We chose a horrible song for karaoke. It was not good.
It was not a good karaoke. But in our defense, it was an empty bar. There was not a lot of people there. So I don't think they really were offended by our karaoke choice.
Yeah. Well, what we chose to sing was Perfect Places by Lorde.
Yeah.
And that's just not a rile up the club kind of song.
It's also not a duet.
It's also not a duet. So
I think did they only have one mic too?
Yeah, I think you're right. There was only one mic. We were singing not a duet, which is probably our first hint that it was only for one person. And yeah, that was my first time singing in public, but I loved it. And I've been to many karaoke spots since, but I just feel that it might be a little bit more enjoyable if I was hitting a little bit more of the notes.
Have you ever heard of so there was a Wii game. It was probably on maybe other things, but it is the Wii game is called Sing It.
I have that.
The Disney version.
No, I had Disney Sing It. I also had that.
And the way it works is it keeps track of your pitch basically to see if you get the notes right. But there's also you can do vocal lessons with Demi Lovato. So maybe you should start there.
I did have that game, and not gonna lie, when I was at my parents' house a couple weeks ago, and I was thinking about this episode and prepping for it, I was about to grab that game and bring it home so that I could practice my singing with it, but our microphone does not work. If I had a microphone, then I would be using it for this, and I don't have it. So that was a bummer, but I did have some plans for how I was going to get better at singing. So I have worked on some stuff, and I'm excited to share with you what I've done to become a better singer. But before that, I want to talk about karaoke, because there was an episode of NPR Life Kit that I listened to that was really interesting and talked about karaoke. It was called How to Bring Down the House at Karaoke. And they talk about the karaoke ecosystem and how everyone has a place within it. So you don't have to be a fantastic singer to go to karaoke. In fact, if you go and it's all fantastic singers, that isn't a good karaoke ecosystem, right? It's not giving space for people with different abilities to go in karaoke. So you need the person who is awful, barely knows the words to make other people feel comfortable and know that it's just for fun. You need the people who are middle of the road. You need every once in a while that person who like totally is a showstopper, because you need that diversity when you're at a karaoke spot. So that is my disclaimer, is I think that I can still fully participate in karaoke as is. I think I have a role, but I think I would like to have a somewhat different role sometimes. I would like the ability to not have to be that person who totally sucks. So I want to start learning how to sing.
I mean, if you think about it, even the people that are auditioning for like American Idol, they let a few slip through the cracks, but that makes good TV and those people go viral. So everyone has their place. I think this is a great place to start. So what's your plan?
So I reflected on it because I am not super musically inclined. Even when I was younger, I was in piano lessons from like 2nd grade to 4th grade. And then I played flute from 4th grade to 12th grade. And I sucked. I played the flute for so many years and I sucked. I hated piano lessons. So I'm like, what about this is going to be different? And I think the difference is I really enjoy singing. Like, I enjoy doing it even though I'm not good at it. And I never really enjoyed playing piano or playing flute. So I think I'm going to be more likely to practice. Now, Carissa, you can kind of sing, right?
I did choir all throughout middle school and high school. And we had show choir, a cappella choir, and concert choir. So I did all of those. I don't know if I could sing per se, but, you know, I could follow the notes. I didn't have any solos, but that's because I didn't want any solos. I don't know if I would have gotten them. But yeah, I'm an alto, and I think it's my favorite part about like my choir experience is being able to listen to a song and like hear the harmonies, or at least like be able to like sing a harmony or like counter melody to a song. That's a fun place to be. I think it really enhances, you know, the singing in the shower, singing in the car, which maybe you aspire to get to as well.
Yeah, that's so cool. I like that you can apply just a little bit more knowledge to it, not necessarily trying to go, you know, big time with it, but just like enjoy the little moments singing. Yeah. No, you play instruments as well. So how does that compare to singing for you?
I think you have to put more effort into the instruments. I think like that's something you have to like pull out, find like wherever, whereas singing is like you always have your voice on you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can play the ukulele and then the piano, and then I played trumpet and French horn mellophone in marching band, but trumpet was my primary instrument. I don't know, I think with my ukulele, it's like here and there. If there's a song that I know is played on ukulele or that's popular, I'm like, oh, I bet that would be fun to play on ukulele. Or if things like are just on guitar, I'll try to find things. But I definitely don't play as much as I used to. When I got my ukulele, it was like peak, like 21 Pilots, like 2016, 2017 vibes. Maybe 2015. I don't know. Like I had calluses on my fingers because I would play all the time. Like my parents are probably sick of me because I was doing that, playing
Riptide.
Yes. Yeah. So that was like the era for me of like all the instruments.
That's a good point, that you don't have to put as much effort into practicing singing. And I think that is maybe where the point of resistance always was for me with an instrument, is I never wanted to sit down and practice. Like practicing was just like the big thing that I just could not do. It was fine if I was like, when I was in band and it'd be like, okay, time to play. And I was like, okay, this is fine. Yeah. But setting aside time to practice was just hard. So maybe with singing, it's a little less resistance and a little bit easier for me to develop that.
I mean, you bring a good point. When you think of like the bell schedule in school, like you knew like whatever period was going to be band and that's all you're focused on. You know, whatever period is English, that's all you're focused on. I think in life we don't have segmented times for things unless you make them. So like if
Mm-hmm.
you want to make, okay, from this hour of the day I'm gonna just sing, I think that's the difference. Is I don't know if it's ADHD brains, like, okay, you hear the bell ring, that's your cue. Okay, you walk to band, you get your instrument, that is the time for band. But I think it's hard, like you said, if you really want to make it like a hobby, something you practice, you have to put in the time and effort. Literally, so summer of 2024, well, prior to that, fall, I bought myself a keyboard for my birthday. I had one growing up, but they didn't have weighted keys. So I like always wanted to have weighted keys because I could play quieter and louder. And like, I just thought that was like a real piano. So I got this very nice Yamaha piano. And then that summer, I decided to take piano lessons at like the local music school in town. So I committed. I was like, I'm going to spend this money to take these piano lessons. And I would go every week for like an hour. I would practice. But the thing is, I wasn't practicing outside of piano lessons. So I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
getting much better. And it was one of those things. It was like, oh, have you been practicing? And I was like, oh, no, I didn't get around to it. Like, I was busy with XYZ thing. So I just wasn't practicing. I bought these piano books to practice at lessons and at home. But I think in my head, it's like, okay, I practice at piano lesson time. But like, it was very
Mm-hmm.
rarely. And it, like, my piano instructor was very clear and like, you have to practice outside of this or else you're just going to lose the skill. So it's, I don't know what it is, but it's like, yeah, I put the money into having this piano, buying these piano books, and doing lessons just to not really play at all anymore, which is kind of sad. So,
Yeah, it's so hard to keep up with that. And that's, I think, my biggest hurdle with trying to teach myself how to sing is I am not trying to pay for lessons, right? So back
mhm.
to the purpose of this podcast is not
Yeah.
to throw money at problems, but to do instead of just buying into the next trend. So I'm like,
Hmm.
what can I do right now to learn how to sing? And that means setting aside time for myself to practice and get good at it. And even over the past couple weeks that I was supposed to be working on this, I've only worked on it a couple days. I did get somewhere, but not practicing as much as I should. So I think just even in this conversation, I'm realizing I definitely should have set some time. So maybe it is creating time blocks and saying, I'm going to sing at these times. I do like to sing in the shower, but there's no accuracy measure there, right? And I sound great in the
Yeah.
shower.
We all do.
So, but I'll go through what I started doing to try and teach myself to sing. So I started looking at apps to see what I could use, and that was not super great, my search, because you had to pay for a lot of them. And again, I'm not trying to pay,
Yeah.
at least at first, right? That limited the amount of apps that were going to be useful to me. But I did find this app that was helping me identify pitch. So I think it'd be fun if we did some together. I was
Okay.
doing this around Christmas time. So I was with my in-laws. We were staying at my fiance's parents' house. And I like came out of the room and I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. I can't pass this test. And well, they passed it 100%. I tried to show them how hard it was, and they were like, oh, yeah, okay.
Do they play
So
instruments?
my fiance's family, they're all pretty musically inclined. They dabble in different instruments and they play really well. So I think I am definitely the odd one out there. So I do need to catch up to just be a little better. So I'm going to play this quiz. So essentially, it has 3 different parts. So it's asking, are these 2 pitches the same or different?
Different. The same. The same.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like I'm at
this
the eye doctor.
so this one is pretty easy, right? Like I was able
Yeah.
to figure out if they were the same or different. So now
Mm-hmm.
this one was a little harder where it's asking, is the pitch sweeping up or down?
Okay. Down. Up.
Okay, so you got that right. Now for me, this was not as easy. I was not getting these correct. And I found that the only way that I could get these right is if I was able to match the note and sing it myself. So for example, I would have to go, but like, since I'm so tone deaf, sometimes I couldn't match the note. So I'm like, okay, so that's up because I can feel it going up.
The other thing is you can see your eyebrows move. Your eyebrows
Melissa
went up
said
when
that
you did
too.
That.
Melissa said the same thing.
So, yeah, that's like a usual, like, easy way to tell. Like, if you can't feel it, you went, like, your eyebrows also, they moved.
Right, exactly.
Can you feel that?
I didn't know that my eyebrows were moving, but like I can feel it in my voice that the note is going higher or lower. But again, the issue is just if I can't mimic the note, then I don't know if it's going up or down, if that makes sense.
I kind of do the same thing. I think it's helpful to, like, even if I'm not doing it out loud, I'm still doing it in my head.
Now, the second part is asking, is the second pitch higher or lower?
Okay. Higher. Lower. That one's tricky. It's a half step, I think. But it's going higher. Wait.
You got the last one.
Higher. Okay. Higher. 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 Lower.
See, I wouldn't know this one. Wait. La, la. Is that not higher? La, la. See, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where I don't know it, so I'm going up.
Interesting.
See, I would have said higher. Oh, it was higher, Carissa.
Wait.
That
one's higher.
Yeah.
They're saying it's higher? Am I wrong?
Well, you're just moving your eyebrows now, so.
I think it is higher. You're right.
Okay, so see, so it's harder. It's harder than you think to match the pitch. So that is the quiz that I have not been able to pass 100%. And I really want to get that down because I feel like if I don't have an idea of where the notes are relative to other ones, then how am I supposed to accurately sing a song, right?
Right. But I also don't know the exact notes. So, like, I don't have perfect pitch in the sense I can be like, oh, that's a C sharp. I think for me, it's more, I can, like, you're playing them right after another. It's like, like trying to figure out, I don't know. I think I envision a piano in my head when I do those things of like whole steps, half steps, and those types of things, which I think you would remember like from band in that time. But it is very tricky. And I think unless you're Charlie Puth, it might not be.
Well, I'm not trying to be Charlie Puth, but I'm also trying to not, I just want to not be tone deaf.
Yeah. I think this is a good first step for sure. I think this is a fun thing to identify some of those gaps of where, like, okay, you need to work on this. Something, I don't know if you know, Duolingo, the language learning app, they also have music and chess now.
Okay.
And with Duolingo Music, you can start, like, I think I have gotten to the point where I'm playing like up to a high B flat. But with that, you can start smaller where it's like, okay, you're playing with three notes. Essentially, what you're doing is you're playing on piano and you're working on reading music and listening. Sometimes it's more as an eighth note or a whole note or little things like that. But it works. I think just listening to music and seeing where it's at on piano is going to help like make the connection in your head.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll try that.
So something, yeah, add me on Duolingo.
I guess I'll have to try. Well, so since I was like, I can't figure out what note it is, I want to try practicing matching pitch, right? So I tried to find another site that let me do that. And again, hard to find free ones, but I did find one. And I did a vocal range test. So it basically told me to sing the lowest note that I could and then the highest note that I could. And it didn't really give me any assistance to find those notes. So this is my amateur range. But it gave me from G3 to A4, if that means anything to anyone.
Mm-hmm. Usually that means like if you're on a piano, and this might be wrong, but usually it means like G3 is the third G from like the low end of the piano, and then the fourth A. So you can do a full range because you can do G to G, G3 to G4, and then you can do an A, which is one step above that. So that's what that means.
Oh, that's great. So I do, in fact, have a range. It is one.
Yeah, you can do a full octave, which it
Fantastic.
might be, and that might be wrong, but that's what I think it is.
So I found that. So I'm like, that's useful because then maybe I can find songs within my range and focus on
True.
those, right?
Hmm. This is good.
Now, this is where I'm going to show off my singing. So
Okay.
this, I'm going to do arpeggios because I was a big fan of Aristocats growing up. So I love that song. So basically, this app plays the note and you have to match it. So I've gotten a C
Oh, okay.
in this before. We'll see how I do right now.
Okay.
So here's la 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 la. Got a B.
That was good. That was good. Also, you're being so brave. This is good.
La la no. I lost it.
Hey, at least what you were singing was going in the right direction and still had the right spacing, which is good.
Right? So that is an example. I'm not going to go through the full test, but I've been
Round of
getting,
applause.
thank you. I've been getting C's and D's, some B's. So I was practicing a lot, but I find that if I practice too much in one day, I get worse. I think I just get tired and it all just mixes together. And I've also been stopped on this with it it restricting me to pass the test before I can go on to the next one. The website's called Pitchy Ninja. If anyone's interested in using it, it is free. And I guess I don't know how accurate the singing measurement is, but at the very least, I think it's a good practice in trying to hit the notes.
Yeah, you're training. I mean, your voice is a muscle, an instrument in itself, and it makes sense that you have to train at it. It's like if you were a runner and you kept trying to run the same thing, you're going to get tired. You don't want to go on vocal rest. So I
Right.
think it is important that you give yourself breaks. But Do you find, I think with like perfectionism sometimes like goes hand in hand with ADHD. Do you find that since you can't move on from this until you complete it, that you just want to quit and give up since like you're not succeeding like at your first attempt? Or is the
Yeah.
passion like keeping you going?
So I am really excited about this. So it is giving me some momentum, but it is frustrating. I hit the wall and I'm like, well, how am I just supposed to become a better singer? Like,
Yeah.
like how is that just supposed to happen? And I guess the answer is practice, right? But that's something my brain doesn't understand. I either am or I am not a good singer, and I don't understand how that can change. So it's hard without the instant gratification of it. It feels like I should just be able to progress through all of them without a lot of resistance. And then by the end, yay, I can sing.
I think you need to put on the calendar a like a recital and invite all your friends and family,
A
and we'll all come.
recital?
Yes, I'll work on my piano skills, and then it can be a joint recital.
That's really good. Should I get like a private room at a karaoke place and then do my recital there?
Honestly, I would come on over. I think we have to have a check mark of ways to showcase our talents and all the hard work that we've been putting in. It's not our fault that we weren't, taking lessons back when it was normal to go to like kids piano recitals. But why not? I think we need to have more ways to show up for each other, and this will be yours.
That's fantastic. I didn't know this was going to turn into me having a recital, but I do kind of love it.
We can live stream it for the podcast.
Oh my God. Okay, so my goal is to be able to sing a song, a solo, and you know what? Whenever I do karaoke, I never go up alone. I always make someone go up with me to kind of like
Mhm.
hide my voice a little bit. So maybe if I can build confidence enough to sing alone, that will be my sign of growth.
How many times would you say per month are you going to karaoke?
It's not so much per month as whenever there's like clusters of me going to karaoke.
Well, we got to bump those numbers up. You need to be going once a week. How are we
Once
going
a
to get
week.
better?
Well, the last time I went to karaoke was in December, the week of
Okay.
Christmas. So I guess it's time for me to go
Yeah,
back.
we're nearing the end of the month.
All right. So that's my
And I
task.
think that's your task. I think you need to identify songs in your range from your vocal test. You can practice at home. I think that would help with the confidence. I think like you have a TV, you have YouTube, you can type in whatever song karaoke. It's probably the same ones that they're using. You can try with like more or less backing vocal options. And
They
then
always turn the
then
backing vocals on for me when I you know how they have to like get a feel for like how good the person is, and
yeah.
then they decide whether or not to turn up or down the backing vocals, but I always get them turned on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is there any like membership at the karaoke place?
There's no
Like,
membership, but you don't pay if you're in the big room.
oh, okay. I was like, it'd be fun if it was like, okay, like you could reserve a room and like you're whatever putting money down. And it's kind of like people schedule like 6 a.m. workout classes because they're gonna go because they don't want to like waste their money. You should just like, or just put it on your calendar that you're gonna go and then you'll go.
Yeah, I think I do have to do that.
Tell everyone and make it a accountability. Like, hey, it's
It's
Saturday.
karaoke
You know what
time.
that means? It's karaoke time. And then you'll build a ritual and a habit and a routine, and you'll be confident and pitch perfect in no time.
I think that's great. I am really excited about this because I feel like it can be kind of daunting to take on a new hobby and develop a new skill, especially like with what you mentioned, the perfectionism coming into play, where it's hard to be in that middle space of you aren't just like a total beginner and don't know what to do, and you're not quite adept yet. So it's just hard to be in the place where you've been trying for a while and you're still not quite great at it. but I'm excited, and I think it'll be fun to have a more structured hobby that I keep coming back to and improving on, especially now that I have this recital on the books.
Yeah, we can push it back however far we need. But it's gonna be great. I'll make a program. It'll be good. And you have your benchmarks, your goals. I have so much faith in you. I'm so excited.
Thank you. I'm very excited too.
Pam, would you recommend this brainworm to anyone listening?
I highly recommend this brainworm. If it's not singing for you, then make it whatever hobby you're trying to pick up. I have a friend who's trying to pick up violin. I know you picked up piano last summer, so pick up the thing that you really enjoy doing but haven't put time and effort into it, because I think it's important that we continue to grow, develop, work those muscles in your brain, or physically if it's your voice, and just really reach for the things that you want to do and want to be good at.
Amazing. Well, thank you all for tuning into this episode. To stay connected, follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Brainworms and Tangents. If you're enjoying this podcast, please share it with a friend. And we'll be back next Wednesday for a new episode. Bye.
Bye.